What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be going over the key level which, if Bitcoin breaks, could bring us down to an $8,000, $7,000, and $6,000 Bitcoin. We're also going to be looking at some things that Donald Trump had to say about Bitcoin, as well as tons of other news that went on in the cryptocurrency space. Guys, without further ado, let's dive right into this and take a look. So you'll notice Bitcoin is still in this trend that we've been talking about for a very long time, and I don't want to wait and sugarcoat things. Let's look at the exact level that you guys can see right here. What ended up happening for Bitcoin, if we zoom in, is we started to lose a little bit of momentum. Let's delete these lines we had previously. We started to lose a little bit of momentum, starting to head up. Now, I can give you guys an exact reason for why this happened and why Bitcoin was not able to break above this level. I believe from what I was looking, it was a 1,200 Bitcoin order that came in. 1,200 Bitcoin came in for a sell and meant that we could not break below this range. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's how that worked. And right now we are being held up by multiple wicks to the downside, indicating a lot of buying action coming in. And don't worry, we have not broken below just yet. There has not been a confirmed break below just yet, but one thing we want to keep an eye out on is this support that we have drawn. The support within this triangle is going to be the indicator of Bitcoin breaking up or below. Now, by now, a lot of people expected Bitcoin, myself included, especially after it tested the support down here, to have Bitcoin head up into trying to break that $10,000 mark. However, that showed to not be the case, and as of right now, Bitcoin's actually coming right back down to retest multiple wicks in this area to see if we are going to break below or if we do break above. Now, we talked about the potential break above the $10,000 mark, bringing us up into a $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 Bitcoin. Well, we have also been keeping an eye out on the potential of breaking to the downside, because we don't just want to come out here and predict one way and have no game plan for the other way. We want to make sure we have a game plan for either direction that Bitcoin does go, right? So that's the safest way. That's the best way that we can stay safe. That's how I'm going to continue to play this. Now, this line can be drawn a little bit differently, which is why, as of right now, I'll say we have not officially broken below. Some people have it drawn more like this. So you want to keep an eye out on the different drawings, what feels right for you, what seems to be acting as the correct support. But watch for a break below this level, because if we do break below, to me, the targets would be down into the $8,000 mark, right? The low 8,000s, maybe even the low 7,000s. And I've heard some people mention even the $6,000 mark, which would be all the way over here. And we haven't seen this price since, what is this, the 30th of March, 2020. So naturally, that in the short term would be very bearish for Bitcoin. Long term, let's just get out of the way. Long term, we are all still bullish. I still think that having everything coming up is going to be very bullish for Bitcoin long term. However, short term, I did mention this when the halving came in, there are going to be ups and downs, and the best thing we can do is to be able to actually play those cycles. So if you guys feel like you're missing out and you feel like you're not able to get into these trades yourself, myself and my group were able to get into a short over here, which did net us some very nice profit. We already hit the first target, and stop losses moved, so everything right now is pure profit, and it's just a pure profit trade. It's a very safe trade. But if you guys are interested in following along, you guys are missing on the opportunities, you don't know how to trade Bitcoin for yourself, you don't have time, you don't know technical analysis, whatever it is, we do offer the Trade Alert group, where you can get every single one of the trades that myself and my team are entering in real time. As soon as we get in, we post them in there for everybody to be able to follow along. We have altcoin trades, we have leverage trades, and we have the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space, full of people ready and able to answer any questions that you have 24/7. And really quick, a free trial for 14 days. So for 2 weeks, you can try this out completely risk-free. All you have to do, sign up, test everything we have to offer. And if for some crazy reason this does not work, or you simply don't want to be involved anymore, that's totally fine. You can simply cancel and you will avoid getting charged. So we're breaking down all the barriers for people to be able to actually see a result in this market. And a ton of you guys have joined, and I'm happy to see that. And welcome to all of the new members, obviously. And if you haven't joined yet, I do look forward to seeing you in there. But let's keep looking at the technical analysis. Like I said, I want to talk about that because I know a lot of people miss out on opportunities, and that sucks. And I want to help as much as I can. But zooming into the 4-hour time frame, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin again. So you notice we did actually, if I open the RSI, we would see a divergence come in over here, which a lot of people expected to actually bring us up into that $10,000 mark. That was the expected expected outcome for that move. However, like I said, resistance came in, Bitcoin dropped back down. It's having multiple tests of supports, multiple small bounces, but we are still waiting to see something a little bit bigger. The 4-hour, ever since we broke up below here on the 11th of June, we've been below the EMA ribbon, which is naturally part of a bearish trend. And from there, we look like we tried to break above at this level, but we did come right back down, and it's acting as resistance once again. So a break above this again will bring us back into that bullish momentum, into that momentum of hopefully seeing 10K tested again to try and break above it. However, as of right now, you can even tell by this wick over here. If we zoom in, you guys will get a clear view. That wick was a perfect wick into, or this one was a perfect wick into the resistance of the EMA ribbon, showing how accurate and how strong that actually is. So that's something to keep an eye out for as well. If we break above, that would be very, very bullish. And the 1-hour time frame, very similar as well, looking like we want to try to break above. A lot of wicks coming in here, not a confirmed break yet, but a break above this on the 1 hour would be, of course, very good news as well, because it would mean the next few hours, the next day possibly, we could be in a bullish trend, which could take us up hopefully into trying to see a little bit more higher prices. That would again help the 4-hour break as well. If we break the 1 hour and it starts moving up, that would mean the 4-hour would likely break above as well, which would be even more bullish in the shorter to mid-term. Then we could see multiple candles in there be bullish as well. And then hopefully, like I said, avoid breaking this key level and avoid moving down into that $8,000, $7,000, and $6,000 mark. The one thing that's pretty good is if we open up the RSI, if we open up, or the RSI for Bitcoin over here, it was relatively low. So we are now seeing a bounce up here, which is a very good sign. Naturally, that coincides with this bounce that we had recently over here, indicating everything was pretty low. All the indicators were low. We saw that bounce. Now we want to see a continuation of this, hopefully into, again, reaching the higher levels of the RSI, the higher levels of these indicators, which would give Bitcoin some breathing room for the 1 hour to go up, the 4 hour to break above the EMA ribbon, and then everything get back, hopefully on track to hitting that $10,000 mark. But we have to always be prepared. If Bitcoin does break below this level, like I said, things could get bearish in the short term, but that's only the short term. And like I said, if you know what you're doing, you can really capitalize on Bitcoin going up and down. I've said this multiple times, but to me, I only want Bitcoin to go up long term, right? Short term, daily, on the day-to-day, it would be great to see every day be green, but to me, it doesn't matter as much. The day-to-day, the point is to capitalize on making more Bitcoin entering the right positions. And then in the long term, that's where I want to see Bitcoin really do well, because then the accumulation of Bitcoin that I've done in the short term with shorts and longs, I'm able to then multiply when Bitcoin's price goes up to 20, 30, 40K, and then so on. Let's see how far it actually goes. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Longs or shorts, ups or down short term, as long as you can capitalize on both, I'm happy. And thankfully, that's something that we are able to do. Now, looking at the overall market, 0.2 move down for Bitcoin the last 24 hours. Not too much going on in the last 24 hours. We look at the chart, we saw a little bit of movement, but the last 24 hours, what ends up happening is we have the price here, it'll do something, and then when we start making a video, it'll be right at the same price it was 24 hours ago. So that's why we're seeing a very small move, but it is in the red. A lot of altcoins sort of following along, but with such a small move, we're seeing a lot of mix between red and green. It's a sideways day, which means some altcoins are going to be up 4%, some altcoins are going to be down 3.5%, some altcoins are going to be down 7%, some are going to be up 6%. There's no clear direction because Bitcoin hasn't identified its clear direction, and altcoins, as of right now, if you like it or not, still follow what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down. That's the cycle, and that's what we're still seeing in the market as of right now. But good news for an altcoin coming in, Cardano, they hit an early milestone on Shelly testnet. 200 stake pools are currently up and running. So if you are a fan of Cardano, that's some very bullish news. I know a lot of people are big Cardano fans. So there you go. Some very good news coming in for Cardano as well. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is on Bolton's book. Now, this is a book that's been delayed multiple times because apparently it has a lot of information there. It might just be trying to build some hype up with marketing. That's a very common tactic. Again, a banned book. I even saw a South Park episode do that, right? The banned book that all of a sudden everybody wanted to read just because it was banned. So that might be something along the lines, but it does apparently have a lot of information in there. And one of the things it has in there is that President Trump in 2018 wanted to go after Bitcoin. Apparently, he did say the exact words, "Go after Bitcoin." That's something the U.S. leader, he said to the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin. That's something he said. And again, for everybody that's saying that Bitcoin's not really on the radar of these people, and oh, this isn't big enough for them, it doesn't matter to them. A lot of these leaders, a lot of these countries, a lot of these companies, they keep an eye out on things. The ones who don't, they know by now, the ones who don't adapt and don't keep up with technology are going to be left behind. Therefore, even if it's small, even if it's up and coming, there's always research being done into new technologies and new everything, right? So Bitcoin being a natural evolution that's coming up, there are eyes on it as well. And some are gonna like it and some are gonna dislike it. Some are gonna fight it, some are going to adopt it. In the end, we're not 100% sure who's gonna win. It's going to come down again. In the next decade, this should be a very fun time to see how things play out. It's important, like any investment, you guys are entering at the right times. You're taking profits along the way, just like you would with any type of investment, and you want to make sure you play that relatively safe no matter what happens. I'm still bullish long term. I still think there's a lot to come and a lot of price to the upside action that we obviously are going to be seeing as well. But don't fool yourself when you think that people don't know about Bitcoin and that big leaders and that big names don't know about Bitcoin. A lot of these CEOs know about it. A lot of these world leaders know about it. The most important question isn't if they know about it, but it's what are they going to do with that information in the next 1, 5, 10, 50 years, right? That's the key, and that's what's going to really differentiate and shape how things look in the long term. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget, leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys think and what you guys want to see more of in the future as well. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Monday for another video.